What does managing diversity and being more inclusive mean for a manager? Let's take a look at what diversity and inclusion really mean and the role a manager plays in supporting them. Diversity is a concept that concerns variety among people and ideas. Diversity refers to the full array of human demographic differences, including ethnic origin, culture, gender, generation, physical and psychological differences, sexual orientation, language, socioeconomic status, etc. There has always been both visible diversity, such as characteristics I just listed, and invisible diversity, like different belief systems or educational backgrounds. Okay, but Genevieve, that's nothing new. Exactly. The new part is that people now want to be accepted as they are, out in the street, in their daily lives, and at work. Accepted, nothing more and nothing less. It's hard to argue with that, right? And at the same time, it's uncomfortable. It challenges our ideas about what's appropriate at work, our ideas about professionalism, gender, how we present ourselves physically, what we can or can't say in certain situations. It questions all of that. And what if our lives were less compartmentalized? Who I am at work versus who I am with my friends, in my daily life, with my family, and in my personal relationships. What's happening is pretty interesting, and it's a big change. I loved the change that allowed me to learn about the personal environments of each of my clients during virtual meetings. It's led to different kinds of discussions about the kids that appear on our screens, home decor, pets, and more. Our lives are being decompartmentalized and becoming more human. But where are the boundaries? The question is boundaries according to what and to who? Do we need to reconsider our boundaries, our paradigms? I think it's an exciting opportunity. I freely admit that, probably like you, I feel awkward about it sometimes, but I really see it as a wonderful opportunity for our society. Diversity and inclusion starts with acceptance within each of us. So, what tends to make it complicated for manager is their own perspectives on life, their personal beliefs, and judgment. Some people don't necessarily understand that sudden need to be happy and accepted in the workplace as they are. Others are just uneasy about, because certain aspects of diversity are outside of their comfort zone. And others are very open minded, but they don't know how to incorporate support for diversity into their management practices. And then, not all corporate cultures have made the adjustment. Tolerance and acceptance are needed on both sides. A manager's first task is to take stock of their own limitations in terms of acceptance and understand the company's limitations. The manager's second task is to take a position for their team, and that takes courage. What that means is if you observe a situation that is disrespectful of the differences within your team, you need to act in keeping with the guidelines you've been given. If you don't know what they are, go find out. If they aren't defined or there's any, suggest some. Managing these situations mean finding the internal resources within the company. Discussion aids, for example, or else find the courage to propose or suggest a new way of doing things. Managing diversity and inclusion requires you to be open and questioning yourself, your emotional intelligence, and your interpersonal skills. These aren't abilities that most people have mastered. We need to be patient and accept each other's mistake. We are in a period of transition. Companies must imperatively make changes to create an inclusive culture. Managers need to be trained and colleagues need to help each other by sharing their point of view and shaking things up a little. And it's all has to be done in a spirit of mutual respect. We have to recognize that we're going through a transition. And in a transition, nothing is perfect. In a transition, we talk with each other, we admit our mistakes, and we cooperate. Let's do our best not to be defensive and try to understand each other. Because remember, if it's hard for you to adopt an inclusive leadership style, ask yourself whether it's because of your own beliefs, social pressure, corporate culture, a lack of understanding, or something else. Take stock, develop the skills. And as a leader, you need to take a position on your team or with your colleagues that's aligned with the company's basic position. I look forward to hearing your thoughts and questions on the topic.